Wow.
This sound international right here.
No.
Real Ellie Caliente.
Very
He's hot.
South Bow.
But y'all niggas didn't know.
This guy.
All right, man.
Welcome to another random on
Random on
repeat.
repeat. Yeah, let's do it.
What you said. It's been a minute. We've been talking about we're going to dedicate ourselves and remotivate ourselves and
Yeah, but you know,
life.
life keeps coming up. I think for everybody.
Indeed. Anyway, intros.
Hey,
I'm Kmart now.
You can do whatever you want.
We got
man.
Slowpoke
Word.
and we got Teethy Magoo.
Anyways, you like our new digs though? You know what I'm saying? Little setup. Shout out to Maniacs Mansion.
Trying something different here, a little different setup.
You know?
Our boy Maniac Mansion. This is the spot here. Want to shout him out.
Yeah.
I literally just did that.
Did you? I
did.
didn't hear him say anything. Did you? Did he say
I
something?
don't know. I just tune him out when he talks.
See? Yeah. I wonder what. Anyways, what's up?
So, man, y'all doing all right, man? How's everybody? Health, brain,
health, wealth.
body's good.
Breaking down.
I'm getting old.
Knees. I don't know what I did to it, but I'm straight though.
My mental ain't all the way there yet, but I'm coping. You know, it's life, like you said.
It is life, but you know we here. We have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's get into it. What's the topic of the day?
We're gonna have 3 topics, things that kind of flow into each other. I want to. I keep calling it power dynamic, but it is probably not the right phrasing and the right words. I want to talk about that. I want to talk about gender roles in relationships, and I want to talk about double standards in relationships and just kind of period. So bear with us while we flow through this topic because it will be.
We're kind of digging into that the unspoken, I guess, rules of relationships
And toward the end, I want to
put someone on blast.
No, I would never do that. I would never do that. At least not with the camera rolling.
Yeah.
There are a couple of questions that I want to ask toward the end, just because sometimes, just to y'all and to the audience, because I just want to know what goes through some guy's mind.
All right.
So,
let's talk about these power dynamics. I know we kind of hit on that earlier.
Basically,
I wasn't here, huh?
Yeah, you were late like usual, but go ahead.
So basically, in a relationship, and I call it the power dynamic. It should be 50-50. There should be.
I saw something the other day, and I had to step back and think about this. It should be. You would think it should be 50-50, but if both of y'all are putting 50-50 in, then where does that leave a relationship? But if both of y'all are putting 100% into this relationship, you have no room to go but up. So think about that. Y'all both are putting 100%. Why would y'all put 50? That means it's going to shift. Like you said, that power dynamic, it's going to shift one way or another. Somebody's going to be 50, somebody's going to put 25, but if both of y'all are putting 100% into y'all's relationship,
Well,
how could it fail?
It's
possibilities.
Let's be honest. There isn't equality in a relationship. Somebody has more power than the other one.
No, somebody has. Not necessarily. When you speak about power, are you talking about money?
Okay, we're about to go off into a thing. Let me get to where I'm going, and then you get there.
Okay.
So when we say power dynamic, we were saying 50-50 relationship should be equal or 100%. But a lot of the times I'm seeing that doesn't happen, and relationships aren't equal because one of the parties make more money. One of the parties have more things. One of the power has more. So one of them are at a disadvantage. One of them don't have. So let's say a guy's in a relationship. He gets it with a girl, and let's say she already makes a significant amount of money. He's making $20,000-$30,000 less. He chooses to go part-time, stay at the house, do regular stuff. He has to drive her vehicles. He needs her financially because she's taking care of everything. but he does help around the house. Now, how is that man viewed?
So, this is where I think relationships get in trouble.
Right.
The whole mine, yours deal. If you're married and say, okay, we're coming in as one,
Now, see,
so everything.
that doubles back to a previous conversation. Boyfriend and girlfriend are not the same as being husband and wife.
No. Long term boyfriend and girlfriend, where you are, well,
No. And this is where,
okay.
and this is,
I can see that.
and
But
now
this is,
now these are the conversations that we need to get into because we didn't have a chance to kind of hit on that before.
But
and this
yes.
is going to take us into that.
so okay. I can see that argument, but what I see, and a lot of times you like it don't work. You know, people talk about, well, she doesn't do this, she needs to do this, or he doesn't do this, or he, and bringing it back to what Bro was saying, you're talking about everybody giving 100%, and you have to realize sometimes, your legs don't do the same work as your arms, so they're both important.
I don't think it has anything really to do with being married or even a boyfriend or girlfriend. It all boils down to what you're willing to put up with. If you're willing to sacrifice for your partner, or hey, my partner can stay home and do this, or he can do that, or
See,
I'm going to be the
But see,
breadwinner.
we're going to focus on the control aspect of it, which is where I was going, because you know somebody that's been in a relationship where they were being controlled by somebody else because they didn't have anything. Hey, remember last week I told you I wanted to go hang out with my boys? You go do whatever you want to do. You ain't taking my car. I'm not giving you no money.
Okay.
How the hell you gonna get there?
You going into a whole different. Okay, I see.
No, well, so it's saying
that's
that's so the person, because the power dynamics talk about the person that's making the money has all the power.
That is
but
true.
that person that stays home, either picking up the kids, cleaning the laundry, cooking, doing all the extras around the house that you don't have to think about, is just as important as making all the money.
True.
The value is not the same when a man does it versus when a woman does it, and that's why I say the power dynamic.
Well, that's
and again, we're gonna just stay with that word. The when a woman is in control, she looks at a man differently. The value of this man isn't the same. She doesn't think about this man the same, and you are now doing something to this man's ego and his self-esteem and not even knowing it, because you're belittling this guy. How many times did one of your homies or your homegirls hit you up? Girl, this sorry ass nigga, he ain't did shit today. All he did was lay around. He didn't play the video game. He better be trying to play them fucking applications.
That also goes back to what I said. It all boils down to what you're willing to put up with on both sides. If this woman is taking care of this man and she feels that little of him, then why is she still with him? If she has all this power.
I hate the whole taking care of this man, or taking care of this woman. It's looked at that because there's like that because it's a double standard if the man's at the house and the woman's making all the money. But let's be real. I mean, if you come home and you don't have to worry about anything except, washing your ass and getting into bed. I mean, food is cooked, kids are taken care of,
And again, that
house is clean.
It's like when you first become a manager. You get that power, and you all over the place. You become drunk with that power. A lot of people like that power. They like holding that thing over people's heads. They like being able to say, no, you ain't going nowhere. And I know you're not going nowhere because you can't, because you need me. So now I can treat you however I want to treat you. And now you stuck here because you ain't got no money. And you can't make no money. Why? Because you can't get nowhere because I got the vehicles.
That goes, yeah.
You can't do what you can't buy no work clothes because I got the money. If I don't give you nothing, you can't do nothing. You can't go hang out. You can't go nowhere. You can't do nothing. Why? Because I got the money.
Because
I
that
got the
person
vehicles,
is
I got
toxic.
the power.
That person is toxic.
But there's a lot of relationships like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of toxic ass people. But
we don't leave.
Because how can you not?
I know.
Because if you have,
how do you?
If you have like kids with that person,
here we go.
You can't leave.
Here we go. And this is why, and when you refer back to our cheating episodes, I tell you that people get desperate in these times because if you have somebody that's putting you down every day, belittling you every day, and sometimes they might be doing it in front of your kids.
Yeah.
You become broken as a person. You become broken as a woman. You become broken as a man. And this person again, and you can't even shift the power dynamic because they don't allow you to get to a place to where you need to be because they have all the control. And when that's happening to you, what do you do? What can you do?
It's weird that you say that because, ironically, love works the same way. Because it's always somebody that loves somebody more than the other.
Which is why somebody's willing to put up with more than the other one is.
Yeah.
That's true too.
Because if I love you more than you love me, my only option is to leave you. And I don't want to leave you because I love you more than you love me. So what do?
That is.
All right, now we podding.
I don't know why you sound like Bill Cosby. I just had Jello pudding pop in my head. No, so
And for you guys out there that's listening, I know that y'all know people who are in these situations. And I don't have good answers for that. And for somebody who is the power, I would like for you to tell me, what do you get out of treating somebody like that? What do you get out of acting that way? What do you get out of saying, I mean, you can use it, but it's mine? Or giving somebody something and taking it back?
I think typically people are just not, those people that are in the power are just not happy. I think they almost feel as stuck as the other person.
But why would you want to treat me like another child? Why would you want to treat someone you love like another disposable
Because they don't
item?
know how. Because if you're in a situation as say a man, your wife's making all the money, and you chilling around the house all day, she leaves you, just like she leaves her kids. She comes home to you just like she would her kids. So she's looking at you like you're a kid. That's another mouth to feed. That's another bill I have to, And so instead of looking at it and, as this person plays an important role, in keeping my house together, like men have to, women, and this is speaking in generalities, they push for this, equality. And once they have it, they don't know how to be in a productive relationship with having all that power.
So we're flowing into the next thing I wanted to talk about, what I was saying. Because a lot of people, y'all don't, you don't understand what it's like for someone who's been in a little bit of trouble. If you've been to jail or you've been to these types of things, your background might be a little muddy. So when you're out here and you're trying to get these jobs or you're applying for places, you don't understand that somebody you're with, that man that you're belittling every day because you don't think he's trying, or that woman that you're talking down to because you don't think they're trying, they're probably stuck because you can't have anything on your background anymore. Mm-hmm. You can barely get a job anywhere anyway. But when you have stuff on your background, it makes it 10 times harder.
But if you have your partner, they would already know these things. You've already conveyed this to them. They already understand.
Just because you know,
but they're not thinking about that.
Yeah, just because you know something doesn't mean that you're thinking about it.
And the people around them aren't thinking about that. Girl, he's sorry. Boy, why you putting up with that chick? You can find somebody.
That's mainly the single friend trying to tell somebody that in a relationship how to be in a relationship.
I think they're thinking about it. I think they know. They just don't understand, and that's different. To know something and understand it is totally different because they haven't been in that certain predicament.
I'm gonna paint this out right here. Let's say you get what's a minor charge? Let's say you get a minor
DWI.
A DWI.
It's big, but it's not.
It is. So that goes on your record. You certain places you can't work. I tell you what. This is relatable. all you guys know the wannabe drug dealers. Y'all know the weed sellers, these people. If any of those guys was making any real money, then you get in trouble. Okay? You get busted. Then you go to jail. You come out of jail. You're used to a certain lifestyle, you're used to making a certain amount of money. Can't make that money anymore because you got to go to a 9 to 5. You got to explain to your 9 to 5 that you're used to doing this, you're used to doing that, and they got to give you a chance to work. So now let's say you get a job after you used to making, I don't know, 1,000 a week or something crazy. Now you got to work for $775. And on top of working $775, you and old girl broke up, and now she put you on child support. So your $775 is really $325. Now you got to do this and humble yourself after just getting out of a situation. So you double beat down, and then you get with somebody that you think loves you and cares about you, but they on your head every day because they don't think that you're trying. They're not understanding that you're making $75 every 2 weeks, and you are literally stuck. And you down bad. And that is a hard situation to get out of, and it's a situation that you might never get out of. So when we start talking about some of these people, you're not understanding that like they're really stuck, and it sucks
I
because
think
there's not a way to get out of that.
I think you gotta have because you have a talent as a dealer.
Agreed.
So you have to. That person, that situation has to find that niche that's going to allow them to make that money and use their
You
talents.
have to be given an opportunity.
You do.
Opportunities are just so small, and again, y'all got to bear with us because, like I said, it's a wave today. It's just another one of those things that add to what essentially is the power dynamic at home because it's a struggle. There's a lot of stuff going on for men and women that some of these folks aren't thinking about. And again, once you get stuck in these situations, it is very, very, very hard to get out of them. It's hard to get from underneath somebody who's basically a tyrant.
Yeah. I think a little different. I understand the whole power dynamic, but even if I'm not making all the money, I feel like I'm still the leader of my household.
Can you be the leader of your household if you're not the one with all the power?
Yes. And what are we talking about? Power. I mean, because we always say money is power, but spiritually.
I only say money because it's the most notable. It's the most respected.
But we say money. We talk about money, but spiritually, I'm head of my household. Doesn't matter. And I know y'all. I'm head of my household. I lead the way. So it doesn't matter how much money my wife is making.
He's right. I agree with him on that one.
I'm still the head.
Okay, so now again, what I said earlier,
decisions are made. Financial decisions are made still jointly.
Gender roles.
Money doesn't dictate who runs the household.
Yes, it does. It absolutely does. And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Because you see these posts all day. Man, I wish men would be real men. All these men do is cry nowadays. All these men, we're the men that hold doors and we're the men that take care of these women. That's what your average woman is wanting. She wanting a strong man that's going to take care of her. That never cries, that never falls, that never stands, that walks 7 miles uphill in the snow, downhill, real nigga, by myself all day long. Stay strong. Daddy was never home. Oh, sorry.
I mean, it's not. Across the board, man. I think really what anybody wants is love, consistency, and honesty.
I see it every day. Where are the real men at? You see it every day. Don't act like you don't see it every day. You seen 10 posts earlier. Where are the real men at? Why aren't men anymore? Why aren't women anymore? I'm tired of these butch females trying to be dudes, trying to take over men's spots.
What makes a man a man?
What makes a woman a woman?
Are we talking about pronouns now?
Don't do that.
Oh, man.
Don't do that. What do you want?
I just consistency, love, honesty. I mean, it's not. I mean, it's not hard.
How do you obtain that?
I can't obtain shit. My partner has to be the one to communicate that to me. I can't make a person out of thin air. If I could, I wouldn't be in the situation I am in now.
So how do you be a strong, stable man that's able to express your emotions?
I don't have a problem with doing that. I don't have a problem with expressing my emotions. Saying sometimes I do.
So we can do both. You can be strong and you can express your emotions. Because the way I'm hearing it, whiny men ain't the way. So we not supposed to express our emotions.
In a way,
or we are supposed to.
In a way, they're one and the same. Because some women would say a strong man will say how he feels.
Women can express their emotions, or are they supposed to keep them in too? Like who's doing what?
So if we're talking about gender roles, you know, talking about the whiny man, I guess I would look at that as I don't want a man. I don't want a man at all, but a woman thinking a woman.
Okay if you do. We support you.
A woman.
Yeah. Hey, here on Random Repeat, we support all love and all relationships. You feel me?
So I think a whiny man is somebody that is complaining about the situation but not progressing their situation, or trying to progress the situation, or trying to figure out a way to progress their situation. So if you say, okay, I don't want a whiny man, but you have that dude that has been in a little trouble and is not looking for anything, or he's not looking to better the situation. He's just like, well, I can't get a job because of this. I can't get a job because of my background. And he hasn't explored every avenue, hasn't thought outside the box. It's just like, oh, you know, I used to sell weed and I worked at McDonald's. Let me try to work at McDonald's again.
But then again, that's subjective though, because what's thought out to you cannot be thought out to this person because they don't have the same.
What you mean?
You know, some people don't have the same
mental capacities.
That too, and
drive.
That too, but you know, resources. Some people don't have the same resources. Some people are literally stuck
because you're in a household that's not helping you do those things.
Well, yeah, because you can say I don't want a whiny man. You hear him complain every day, but you haven't looked at yourself.
But if he's complaining about things that you can take care of, if this guy is going like, damn, like if I could just get around the way I needed to, I'd be able to work over here. I'd be able to do these things. But every day, you're not letting me do what I need to do. If I had the opportunities to get to this, or if I just had, you know, basic Wi-Fi, if I had a chance to open this laptop every day, like, but you take the laptop with you when you leave, like, I don't understand what people want guys to do. I don't understand what people want women to do. When you telling somebody something and they're not listening to you, when you're saying, hey, I need this thing from you, or can you do this thing for me, and you're not listening, but then you get mad at me about something, and now that you're mad at me, I'm taking my opportunity to really express what I've been saying to you, and now I look like the bad guy. I'm a whiny man now.
Because we're in a unique time period where we've transitioned from a man being able to stay, work, woman being able to stay home and then support the family. Now we're in a situation where, you know, we transitioned from, okay, both need to work, or wife needs to at least have a part-time job, man can work full-time. Now it's damn near to the point where both man and woman need two jobs, and you're still struggling. You know, so it's.
And on the flip side of it,
my bad. Finances will strain everything. Finances will strain it. That stress of keeping a roof over your head, keeping a car, being able to pay your bills.
So don't devalue that person that's at home.
Well, where are you going to put your anger at?
What?
Where people? No, I'm saying it's. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying, what do people do? Okay, my job pissed me off today, and so two things I can do. I could turn to drugs and alcohol, or Because people turn to the bottom,
They do.
I'm waiting for your second option. I'm listening.
or they take it out on the significant other.
That's the only two options.
That's what people do.
I'm asking a question.
No, I'm saying that's what
No.
those are the
They or they seek others.
Yeah.
They seek
Yeah.
others.
that's essentially taking it out on your significant other.
It's because the power dynamic is upside down.
Right.
If you and I say this even about our friendships, if you value a person and you truly love them, whatever they're doing, as long as they're not doing the worst, they're not out doing craziness, you're okay. You should be okay with that. You should be okay with supporting them and uplifting them.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like to be a what's the word I'm looking for? You don't want to. You don't let nobody run all over you. You don't want to be mistreated. But you should never at any point be belittling somebody you love. You should never be belittling your spouse. You shouldn't talk bad about these people that you care about. Like if I say I care about you and I love you and I support you, hey, come live with me. We're gonna figure this thing out. And then 6 months down the road, because it got hard, now I get to calling you stupid and ugly and you dumb and fuck off and get out of my house. And this would have never happened had I not got with you.
Or you run into that situation where we're like, yeah, come on, we'll figure it out. They get it figured out, and they're like, thank you for the opportunity, peace.
There's also a flip side of that. To be honest,
That's harsh, man.
people
It
working
happens.
too hard.
It happens. Thank you for the opportunity, peace out. Thank you for helping me get on my feet.
But then
I don't need you no more.
But then you were never happy, and that wasn't you didn't have a serious conversation about it. You couldn't have been happy because you just used me as a stepping stone. You couldn't have been happy with me.
Some people are used as a stepping stone. It's life. It's real.
It's not life.
It's life.
That is people again who have problems.
Yes, they do.
You have problems.
Doesn't make it any less life.
You shouldn't shit on somebody just because you can.
People do.
People do that all the time.
What you think is going on right now? That whole mentality, well, I'm the manager, I have the power.
Yeah.
You know, that idea, I have never met a good manager that acted like that. This is my way or the highway. You know, at some point, the manager has to manage people. You bring the best out of people, and then those people.
But there's only so far you can run with that management. Sometimes you have to say you can't forget that it is my way or the highway because I have the power.
No, so yes and no, yes and no. You know, I think, and we're kind of going off a tangent, but a good manager.
I told y'all we was wave today.
So a good manager is going to get the most out of people. He's going to figure them out, and if that person, after I manage them as far as I can manage them, and they go to the next level, that's great. I've produced something.
Okay, so now pull that into a relationship. If you, like you said, people level up and then they leave, is that not the same thing? I've gotten, me and you, we've been in a great relationship. I told you I like this. This is what I like. I've been telling you for 6 months. You didn't change it. You didn't do anything about it. I'm here where I need to be, and I need to go further. But you don't want to go with me. I'm out of here.
Yeah, but
I didn't use you. I outgrew you because I want something different. You don't want what I want. We want different things. And if I want to get where I want to be, then I gotta go.
Are we talking about strictly like financial or
anything.
Anything. Growth.
But
if you can't grow with me, then you have to go.
So
that's true.
I think also at a certain point in time, if you get somebody up to your level, then that person is almost obligated to help it push you to the next one.
All right, so now we're back to this.
So you push.
Now
So
the
that's what spiritually is a helpmate. You know, if you get somebody on your level, and then they push you further.
Well, let me tell y'all this. if you trash a person and you trash a person and you continue to trash that person and that person gets on their feet, they are going to fucking shit on you because they've been waiting to do it the entire time.
And rightfully so. Rightfully so.
But that goes back to what you said. Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Any situation, every situation is different. But if somebody's shitting on me, I got the opportunity to leave.
That's what it's like to be in some of these relationships.
Sayonara. Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Why would you shit on? Why would you just leave instead of doing that? I mean,
well, that's what he's saying. Okay, you left this person, kind of high and dry.
But when, like I said during our cheating episodes, when I say that people are stuck, people are like, you're never stuck. You always have you're fucking stuck.
You have the opportunity to leave.
You get stuck.
So instead of staying in that relationship and cheating, you have the option to poo-poo on that person and go.
Sometimes you don't.
What?
Sometimes you don't.
Your only option is to cheat. Is that what you're saying?
I didn't say no.
Yes, you did say that.
No.
That's the words that are coming out your mouth.
I'm saying that sometimes
Cheater.
I'm saying that sometimes you don't have the option to leave because you're stuck. We're not talking about cheating. That I was referring to the cheating episode.
Okay.
Where I was saying that people
It's
cheat
like,
because they get stuck.
We're not going back down that road.
We're not going down that road.
Nigga.
I'm saying that you do get stuck. It happens to people.
But that's not an option just to cheat. I'm telling you that.
If I make $5,000 a year, I can't do anything with that. I can't go anywhere.
I can make $5,000 picking up change off the street. You're not working if you're making $5,000 a year.
Somebody get a calculator. $775 for the year is 12,000?
No, 14,000.
Is it?
14,000 change.
We got taxes on that.
Yeah. Well, we're talking about gross. Now,
where you live?
You talking about bringing home $5,000 off a minimum wage job. Let's say
where are you going with $12,000, $14,000 a year?
Nowhere.
Where are you going?
Nowhere.
How I'm getting out of here?
Nowhere.
Am I stuck? Am I stuck or am I not stuck?
You better work your way up.
Yeah, it's not that. Okay, so again, somebody has
this week's burgers, next week is the fries. You better work your way up.
And this is what I wanted to talk about. So when the power dynamic is not in your favor, and you are stuck in a relationship with somebody who doesn't value you,
cheat on them.
All right, and this week's episode of
that's his nigga logic.
That wasn't my logic, and I wasn't even going there.
All right, go where you go.
You know what?
I just said we wasn't talking about cheating.
I know,
go where you go.
I'm just going off what you said, though.
Go where you go.
What did I say to make you think that
You said that remember what he just said?
I do remember what I said. I said that you get stuck. People get stuck.
And that's why they cheat.
That was a reason for why they cheat. In our cheating episode, that's what I referred to.
Right.
I never said that you get stuck. So go out there and cheat.
Wait. So make this clear. This is not the cheating episode.
We're not.
So it's not okay to cheat just because you're stuck.
All questions and answers can be referred to our cheating episode. When you're down bad, and you're in a relationship, somebody who's mind freaking you, where they telling you they love you, but they bashing you, and they're keeping you down, but they acting like they care about you, but they might even give you flowers every now and then, but then you know they do little things to say that they love you and they like you, but they treat you bad, and you don't make enough money to leave. I don't understand how people reverse the power dynamic. That's what I'm saying. What do you do? That's a serious question. What do you do?
Listeners, put your comments because we have no clue.
Because you can't force.
We don't know.
You can't, and this is where, for women, and I have to use that example because I'm a man. I'm sorry, but for women, when we sit and we talk to women and we say, "Hey, this is how you're making me feel."
You know,
now we're whining or we're ungrateful or I should have never got with you. I wish you was something else or somebody else. Now we're looked at a certain way because, again, if I'm expressing myself, I just look weak. And if I love you more than you love me, my only option is to leave you, but I don't want to leave you.
It's been, also it's a flip side of that because you, like you said, you've seen people in relationships with the power dynamic shift, and so you get with somebody, you like, you know what? I seen how you was treated, and you had to do all this. Let me be equal. Let me work just as hard as you because I see you grind. Let me work just as hard as you, if not more. Sometimes that shit don't work. Sometimes you lose focus on what's important, which is your relationship, and you trying to focus on not being the person that this other person was, however you want to look at it, a bum or whatever, and you actually lose focus on your relationship, working hard, trying not to be this other person that these other people judge, and you end up getting maybe cheated on, even judged more because you're never home, you're not affectionate, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. All you do is work.
But I think that comes to having a common goal in the relationship to begin with. So there has to be sacrifices one way or the other. We know that. Things like, hell, if I wanted to play ball every night, I got kids at the house. I got things that need to be done at the house. I know I can't do that. So there's sacrifices that need to be made, and you have to have that conversation about
Right.
where y'all trying to go. What's our goals? Are we plan on taking 2 vacations every year, 3 vacations every year? Are we planning to save for a bigger house? What's the goal? And so that absence is no longer meaningless. You have a goal together, and I know why he's putting those 12-hour shifts.
Can someone earn your respect through a conversation?
Earn my respect?
Yeah. Like somebody, again, you have the upper hand. They sit down and they explain to you like, look, I'm trying to do better. I want to do better. I just need you to support me and help me get on my feet so that we can succeed.
That's a stepping stone. It's not.
Yeah.
I don't-
So, go ahead.
Actions really is really what it's based on. You can tell me all this stuff all day long, and understanding and communication is also key. But if you're not doing the actions, if you're not actually putting forth the effort, what's all this conversation for? I respect you coming and talking to me, but I don't see any results. Those are just empty words.
And how long?
Wait, let me ask you this. Is respect out the window already and you're trying to get it back? Because you know my thing. I think if you don't have the respect of your significant other, I don't think there's no coming back from that unless you do a hard reset.
I don't think people know. Because when I've had conversations with certain females, I've had conversations with some of my friends, our friend, the guy we were talking about earlier, I don't think his chick respects him at all.
You don't have a relationship.
He doesn't see that. I don't think he sees that at all.
You can't
because
you can't be in a relationship when a woman doesn't respect you. Period.
But she provides.
Or a man doesn't.
She
it doesn't
provides
matter
certain comforts for him.
It doesn't matter what she provides.
She provides certain comforts for him. So he doesn't necessarily have to do anything. His life, she has put his entire life in her hands. She controls everything that he does. She has zero respect for him. She doesn't let him go anywhere. She doesn't let him do anything. And she can do that to him because she controls everything and everything around him.
So at that point you got to say, is this the life I want to live?
At that,
because are you really hitting the reset button if you're living like that?
But how you can? And again, we need the feedback. You gotta let us know via messenger or on a comment below. How do you get out of that? How do you switch that up?
You got
he's
if you're in that
he's not getting out of that.
So you're not stuck there.
He is.
You're not stuck there because you can make the choice. Hell, Tyler Perry, my man lived in his car. Hey, there's missions. There's things you can do to get on your feet. There's programs that'll get you in an apartment and pay your rent for a year.
You got to jump in. You got to jump in.
So in that situation, you're already rock bottom. Because if they say you can't go nowhere, okay, you can live in this nice AC. You can play your video games when I tell you can play your video games. You can go outside when I tell you can go outside. You're a child.
So, like you said, man, sometimes it's hard to get out of this.
There's no bottom from that.
Let me say, message for our followers. No one teaches you how to hit rock bottom and get up.
You already there.
No one knows how to humble themselves to hit rock bottom and get back up. Because when you're at rock bottom, you don't recognize rock bottom. My G is at rock bottom, and he don't know he at rock bottom.
Yeah.
You don't see it when you in it. That's why, again, these are my best guys. You got to have people around you to come talk to you, to help you get up. Sometimes you ain't going to want to get out of bed. Somebody got to come get you. Your friends and your family members, if they care about you and they love you, somebody going to say something to you. Hey, man, you being mistreated over there. You okay?
But that comes from sometimes, I mean, like Martin said back a while back, that goes knowing your worth as well.
Hey, man,
So-
you being mistreated over there. Are you okay? We gonna bring some attention to it. And if you didn't know it, let me help you out, because I'm gonna start setting stuff up. Hey, whenever this happened, I don't think that was right, guy.
Yo, I get two hots and a cot. And I get to play Nintendo for 2 hours. I'm good.
I mean, everybody's situation is different. I mean, sometimes people.
And that's how it happens. Your comfort level. People steal your soul with your comfort level. What are we doing? Power dynamic. People steal your soul by making you comfortable.
Oh, wait. You want to see your kids? You better do A, B, and C.
You better do A, B, and C. And if you get used to that.
Oh, wait. Now I need D. Pause.
Now I need D. And D is going to be a hefty price. And either you pay it or else. And that's how the power dynamic, man. That's how we get trapped. See, we had to come. I said we was going to do a wave, but we came full circle. This is what happens. You got to have people who care about you enough to help you pull yourself up out of this stuff.
Sometimes people don't want to hear that, man. They need to hear it, but they don't want to hear it. And sometimes people really understand what they're going through. They just scared to pull themselves out.
Everybody,
they don't know how.
Everybody not lying to you. Your family stop showing up. Your friends stop showing up. If you stop going outside, if people stop knowing what you look like, if people ain't heard the sound of your voice in 8 months, something ain't right.
It's not about the people lying to them. It's about the person lying to themselves.
Everybody's not lying to you, because that's what you tell yourself.
But
no, y'all just don't like him.
But
y'all just don't like her. She loves me. She's good for me. He's good to me. You don't know because he bought me a car, even though it's not in your name. But he got me a house, even though it's not in your name. He provides food for me, but he tell you what you can and can't eat and where you can and can't go.
I think we're almost going to a mental health aspect. You know.
Okay, well, we won't
we won't go too far. Because people get into depression, and they will start lying to themselves, and they will start making excuses for things.
Because somebody's making your soul happy, because the power dynamic is off.
It's not about. It's not so much about happiness. It's about comfort, like you said earlier.
And you can deal with a lot when you're comfortable, my G.
And that also comes full circle to if you love that person more than you love yourself, or more than they love you, you're willing to put up with a lot of shit.
And some stuff is just normal. Mistreatment becomes normal after a while.
It does.
Because you don't know anything else. And if you don't have somebody around you that's pointing it out, you think shit is normal.
Why are you staring at me like that, nigga?
Because you're my guy.
He's like, look.
I'm just saying.
He said, bro, shit ain't normal.
I'm just saying, we've talked. You've came to me before and said, hey, I don't know why, buddy acts like that. That's just weird. It's not right. It's not cool. Are you okay? Are you all right in this situation? You came to me before and said, hey, why you letting old girl act like this? Why she treating you like that? What are you getting out of this thing? You need to take a good look at yourself. If somebody if somebody cares about you, they will come to you and say, "Hey, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Hey, shit is a little off."
You got to be ready to hear it. You got to be ready to receive it.
But not everybody's in that situation understands what's going on in your own situation or their
But
situation.
your situation is not unique.
Right.
Did anybody hear that? Your situation is not unique. There's 8 million other people out there doing what you're doing
The
and going
exact
through
same
what you're going
thing.
through.
He's like, oh, but they look so happy. No, that man puts on a good face so he can eat when he gets home.
Right. Yeah.
He don't want to get
now because she don't want her head knocked off when you get in the car.
I don't want water thrown on me at 2:00 in the morning just because.
Yeah. Like and it's we all jokes aside, I think I've said this on my page. I know Bro said it on his page. He's probably said it on his page. We're here for everybody. If you in something and you're going through something and you need some talking, holler at us. Man, we'll sit down with you and get you straight and get you where you need to go.
And obviously, we got 3 totally different perspectives. Him and I are a little bit closer. This guy, he's a jackass.
That's fine. I'll be the oddball. But when I talk,
Cheater.
But when I talk, you feel what I'm saying because you understand. And one thing is clear that I love my friends, I love my family, and when we do these things, we do talk about things that I want to shed some light on and maybe help somebody get some understanding of their own lives and maybe crawl from under a hole because you heard what I said.
Take your food and go to bed.
Make sure you don't wake up dead.
He gonna wake up dead.
All right, I'm all out of that.
We have 46 minutes.
Yeah, that's a good stopping point.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up.
All right.
Wrap that shit up, beat.
This has been another Random on Repeat.
Ow!
We're out.
We doing that? We ain't
No, we gonna do that?